I'm going to dedicate an entire podcast episode specifically to this topic soon, but I just wanted to talk about 7-OH being on the chopping block for federal criminalization. It was just recently banned in Florida, and I think one of the more disappointing and concerning things that I've seen about this so far is that a lot of Kratom users are in support of this, and I think that comes from them wanting to separate themselves from 7-OH users. I think it's the mentality of, oh yeah, you can take their stuff away because that is harmful, but Kratom isn't harmful. You don't need to worry about us, but that stuff actually is. So make sure you take that away and just leave us alone. I think that is incredibly short-sighted and naive. This is clearly just a stepping stone to banning Kratom federally. And when you look at the timeline, I think that becomes pretty obvious. In 2015, the DEA attempted to ban Kratom federally. It was the first time in American history where Americans were able to keep them from doing that. In 2022 or 2023, the National Institute of Health appealed to the World Health Organization to ban Kratom across 23 countries, including the United States. Now in 2025, they are making this push towards 7-hydroxymetrogynine. And the Kratom users who are in support of this are in support of banning Kratom, and they're just not aware that that's what they're saying. It is true that 7-hydroxymetrogynine is present in Kratom in trace quantities, but it is also true that every single time you consume Kratom, you consume 7-OH. And the reason for that is because 20 to 25% of the metrogynine that you ingest via Kratom powder is metabolized into 7-OH before it ever reaches your blood or brain. Every single time you take Kratom, you take 7-OH. And with RFK saying, oh, we're not worried about the plant powder, we are worried about 7-OH. What does that mean? 7-OH is in the plant. That's like saying we're not worried about cannabis, we're just worried about THC. This is clearly a step towards banning Kratom. If you are a Kratom user, you need to be pushing back as hard as possible against the 7-OH ban. If you are a 7-OH user, you need to start talking to your Kratom using friends about helping you join this advocacy, because this won't be easy. There is clearly funding behind banning this. There are campaigns on every social media site coming out saying stupid stuff about 7-OH. There's support in the government. This will not be easy unless we make it easy for them. We have to stand up to this and fight against this, or Kratom will be federally illegal, and that will effectively make it completely unavailable in this country because it does not grow here. It is not like cannabis in that regard. We have to push back.